Alright, what's up guys? So today I just got two socket sets in the mail for work, a 3/8 and a quarter gear wrench set. I bought these because my Pittsburgh sets are pretty incomplete. They skip a lot of sizes. Shallow, not so much. They might not skip any in shallow for 3/8 and quarter. Anyways, they skip some in half. But I know deep well for a fact they skip a lot of sizes, and that kind of bothers me because I use deep well more than I use shallow. There's been times I've had to borrow a few sockets just because I don't have that size in deep well or whatever. So I went with GearWrench because they're kind of a good mid-range in terms of price, but I think they're on the higher end in terms of quality. I was originally going to get Tecton socket sets because they don't skip any sizes as well, and they're a little bit cheaper than GearWrench, but the quality of them is at most on par with Harbor Freight. They look a little bit nicer, but my cousin got the same sets for Tecton, and he broke a socket within 2 days. So, and I actually broke the same socket of Pittsburgh, a 13mm Pittsburgh socket in about a month, and he broke his Tecton socket in 2 days. So, I mean, that could just have been whatever, force it was subjected to, but either way, they both broke pretty quick. So they're really not up for professional use, I'd say, even though the Pittsburgh ones say professional on it. So I picked up these GearWrench sets for $120 shipped. Technically it was just this, and then you got the 1/4 inch for free, but it's not really free. But what is nice is the 1/4 inch is 120 XP, as you see, the ratchet is. The 3/8 is not, but I don't really mind that because I already have the 3/8 long handle. But the 84 tooth that's in this one, actually, since it's owned by Apex and Apex owns Mako, supposedly they have actually the same sized head and like the same kind of inside design, and supposedly the Mako 88 rebuild kits will fit right into the GearWrench 84 tooth body. So if that ever craps out on me in however many years, I could just buy the 88 tooth rebuild kit and have Mako internals on my GearWrench ratchet. So that's pretty cool. As you can see, I already opened the box and took them out. I tried recording this 3 other times on my phone, which is sitting right there, and the camera app kept crashing, so I'm using my mother's phone. Yeah. So this is the 1/4 inch set. As you can see, it's got the gold on it, which says it's the 120 XP, and then this is the 84 tooth 3/8 set. So I'll show the GearWrench for the 1/4 inch first. So here we got 4, 5, 5.5, and then all the way up to 15 without skipping a size in deep well, which is nice. A lot of sets stop at 14, so it's nice to have that one extra size in 1/4 inch. And then same thing for the shallow sizes, and then standard is 3/16 to 9/16, and then same thing for shallow. You also get this little hand ratchet thing. Actually seems like it could really come in use because there's gonna be times you can't necessarily get a ratchet in some places, so I think that would come in handy. I wish the 3/8 set came with one actually, but it doesn't. This is not an 84, or it's definitely not 120 XP, but it still is definitely, probably will come in handy one day. This is the ratchet. As you can see, 120 XP, a little blurry, but we're not focused. Very polished, looks very good. Of course, it'll get scratched up real quick, but let's see, put a socket in there. I don't know why I'm getting stuffed up. I just literally was not stuffed up a couple minutes ago. Wow, that's actually really smooth. That's smoother than my other 1/4 inch 120 XP, my flex head. This is smoother than that one. And it has very little back drag, which is one thing people complain about the 120 XPs, but this one does not have a lot of back drag at all. That actually feels like what my 3/8 flex head feels like. My 3/8 flex head is nice and smooth because I put white lithium grease in it, and couldn't do it with the 1/4 inch, or I didn't want to do it with the 1/4 inch because the 3/8 one, as soon as I opened it, everything on the inside popped out, and it was really hard to put back together, and I had to go searching for the springs, and there's 2 paws and a little ball detents or whatever, so it was not fun, and I did not want to risk it for the 1/4 inch because, as you can see, the 1/4 inch is pretty small, and that would have been really hard to put back together. And in fact, I probably wouldn't have been able to because I probably would have lost something. So I didn't want to risk it. But this feels like what it would probably feel like if it did have built-in grease in it. So maybe they started putting more grease in it or more oil. They did have oil in it, but just not grease. I put grease in it, and that's what's smoothing it up. So maybe they put grease in it. I don't know. I'm not going to open it up to figure it out because I'm not going to try and put it back together when it blows apart. But yeah, these sockets feel really, really nice. Like they I can tell you right now, these are heavier than the Pittsburgh equivalent. Like they feel really, really high end. I wouldn't be surprised if these are coming off the same line as the either the Silver Eagle or the Mako ADV line. I don't know if they make ADV chrome sockets, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's coming off the same line as those, but charging way less, because even the Silver Eagle stuff's pretty expensive. But you got also some extensions, 6-inch 1/4 inch extension, which is nice because I only have a 3-inch 1/4 inch extension. Also, what is this? 1 inch? 2 inch? Okay, that's 2 inch. Yeah, you think I'd know. Universal joint. What I'm going to do is take all my Pittsburgh sockets home, because I still have the case, and I'll keep that for home use, and take these and replace them with replace the Pittsburgh with these. So that's the 1/4 inch set. And for now, I'm just planning on keeping them in the case, like taking the top off, because the tops are removable. But I'm just going to set these down in my top drawer and take out one of my storage trays. I'll make a video on that, showing you guys what it looks like after I'm done. But I don't really want to put these on the storage trays. I'm not a big fan of them, just because of how much room they take up. So what I'm eventually going to do is buy a bunch of socket rails and start putting them all just individual socket rails, because that saves a lot of room, and that toolbox isn't very big, so I want to try and keep it as long as possible without having to go bigger. So I'm going to try and save as much space as possible. So this 3/8 set, standard 1/4 inch, 2 7/8. It's interesting because I noticed when I opened it up earlier, the standard goes up to a lot bigger sizes than the metric. I'm not really sure why, but as you can see, 3/4 stop is right there, and 19's the biggest down here, and 19 and 3/4 are practically the same size. So you got 13/16 and 7/8. I'm not sure what that equals in metric, but even better, or not necessarily better, but the shallows go even bigger. So as you can see, 7/8 is right there, but then you got 15/16 and even 1 inch. So you got a 1 inch shallow socket on a 3/8 drive. I think 1 inch might be like 24 millimeters or 25 maybe, something like that. But that's a pretty big socket for 3/8. And again, these sockets are hefty. I can tell you right now, if I go pick these up and put them on a scale next to the Pittsburgh will not come close to the weight of this. Well, technically it'll come close, but it's not going to be the same weight. Maybe even Tecton too. I don't remember if they're any heavier than Pittsburgh, but they probably aren't. So 3-inch extension, and then that's just another 6-inch. I actually already have a 3/8 GearWrench extension set. If you guys saw my toolbox tour, you know that. But I'll probably just keep these in here for now, and maybe just keep them as extra extensions. 3/8 U-joint, and I already have 3/8 and 1/4 inch U-joints, but I'll probably keep these because they are Pittsburgh U-joints, and these ones are probably better. So metric, you got 6 all the way, which is nice that it comes down to 6. My metric snap-on shallow set that I have only goes down to 8. And I don't need 6 necessarily, but I have needed 7, and I usually have to do a 3/8 to 1/4 adapter to use on my impact gun. So now I can just throw on a 3/8 7mm for certain screws on certain cars that come in for oil changes. Yeah, 5 to there or 7mm bolts. I don't know why it's kind of a weird size considering most of the other Chrysler cars use 10s. But again, you got 6 all the way to 19, not skipping any sizes. And then you got the ratchets, stubby 3/8, which that'll come in handy. I mean, I pretty much already have an identical snap-on ratchet. Actually, this might be a little bit longer, maybe an inch longer. I'm not sure. It does look a little bit longer than my snap-on 80 tooth. Let's see if this is smooth. I haven't actually felt the ratchets yet, which is why. That's not. I mean, it's not as smooth as that 120 XP, but it's not bad. I mean, it's probably on par with my snap-on 80 tooth in terms of smoothness. Sorry, excuse me. It's probably on par. I mean, it feels pretty similar. This ratchet itself actually feels heavier than is my snap-on, so this might actually be longer, causing that extra weight. As you see, it says 84 tooth. Really nice polish on it, but again, that doesn't really matter because if you use them, they're going to get scratched up. I mean, my 120 XPs are covered in scratches now, so they don't really look good anymore. Let's see if this feels about the same. Let's see. That one actually feels kind of a little bit rougher. So what I'll probably do with these is I'll probably put some light lithium grease in both of these because these are 3/8, so even if they do pop apart, it'll be easier to put back together. And these are the 84 tooth with the single pawls, so not as complex as a design, and it should be easier to put back together should I have to. Normally I just try and pull out the middle cog gear, or whatever you want to call it, and just put grease on that and put it like plop it back in without moving anything else and spin it around. So I'll try to do that with these, and I think it'll be probably a lot easier than the 120 XPs. The 120 XP, like as soon as you pull that gear out, everything just went everywhere. So that was fun. Yeah, these are really, really nice socket sets. I mean, a good step forward over my Pittsburgh stuff. So I'm hoping I can get a lifetime out of these. If not, I can always upgrade in the future. But I'm hoping these can get me through at least a good couple years of being a technician. Like I said, they feel nice and feel like they'll hold up. So as long as I don't have to, if I continually break them, then that's probably I'll consider upgrading. But if I don't break any, or if I only break one every blue moon or whatever, then I'll probably keep these around for a while, and I'll probably eventually get the half-inch set. I was thinking about getting a Tecton half-inch set, but now seeing these and how nice they are, I'll probably spend that extra money, because I think the GearWrench half-inch set is a little bit more expensive, or I think it's more or the same price but less sockets than the Tecton. The Tecton I think goes all the way up to 32 without skipping a size, which is pretty impressive actually. The GearWrench I believe only goes to 24, and then both about $200. So eventually I'll get that. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is a pretty long video, so thanks guys for watching. I'll eventually put up a video of my updated toolbox. Like the top drawer will be different, and maybe I'll show you I think I might have gotten a few extra things since the last video, so I'll show you guys that when I get a chance. So thanks guys. See ya.